Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Sagittarius in the month of July 2019. Hello, Sagittarius. Hello. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, Sag. Happy belated 4th of July. I'm pretty sure that's not a saying. I made it up. Deal with it. But if you were here in the States celebrating the 4th of July, I hope you had a wonderful time. Surrounded by family and friends and people that you love and care about and who love and care about you back, you know? And then I hope if you had drinks or you were at a barbecue or something like that, you really had a good time because I was working. Anyway, Sag, also quick apologies for those who were looking for the mid-June messages, previous viewers, or if you are new to my channel but you heard me say I was going to do the mid-Junes. Sorry, I got really busy and tired and needed a break, so I took a break. So I just wanted to apologize for not getting those out because I really have enjoyed doing the mids and I'm going to continue doing them for July and August and so on and so forth. But, you know, like I said, I just really needed a timeout. Anyway, shuffled off camera, Sagittarius, so that's your spread right there. I'm going to shuffle now on camera for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. There will be a timestamp in the description box below if you want to jump ahead. That's totally what it's there for. Use it. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. You simply email me what reading you want. I tell you when to expect your reading, and then one day, very soon after you place your order, you will receive a private upload and a link to the upload via YouTube, okay? But if you have any questions about how it works or anything that you need clarified before you place an order, you can also email me at the same address and I'll answer you as soon as I can, okay? Anything else? Oh, of course, please like, share, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done any of that stuff before, or if you feel inclined to do it at any point during this reading, I would appreciate it. The channel continues to grow and grow and grow, and I'm loving every moment of that. And so I really can't do that unless you guys support the channel and, you know, do all those lovely things that YouTube allows you to do. That keeps me going, that keeps me growing, and that's one of my big goals with even coming on YouTube, is just to connect with an audience and really find a community that resonated with the way that I deliver a message, because, I don't know, it's like one of the things I've kind of secretly or subconsciously always wanted to do. I don't know. Did you just get a card that flipped in my hand? Let's see. I don't think you did. No, you didn't. Okay. All right. Enough rambling. Let's get into it. I want to see Sagittarius' outcome for July 2019. Sagittarius' outcome for July 2019. Please show me. Outcome for Sagittarius in July 2019. Please show me. Wow. That was quick. All right, guys. There you go. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Ooh. My stomach suddenly feels kind of weird. What's that about? Let's flip what came face down and see what's shaking in your life. And then I knock things over. Knock them all out of skew, out of place, rather. How's that look? Oh, that's pretty good. Doesn't look too bad. All right, Sag, let's figure out what's going on with you, okay? Oh, that's there. Boom. Practically perfect. All right, let's figure out what's going on with you. Please show me Sagittarius in July 2019. Please show me where Sagittarius is in July 2019. Please show me. That was not clear. 1 second, hold on. One more time, please. Okay, that was better. We got there. All right, Sag, coming into this reading, you come in with the Queen of Cups. So water sign energy, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. You might be dealing with one of those signs, but you do not have to be. But Queen of Cups, so this is actually a very interesting place for you to be, Sagittarius. Feeling alive is kind of how they're making me feel. Like feeling really invigorated, or feeling really effusive, feeling really buttery. Interesting. Or maybe butterflies is what they mean. But having some kind of awareness of yourself, awareness of how you feel, awareness of what you're in love with, or whom you're in love with, or what makes you happy, what upsets you, what this, what that. Like really having a clear head and a real easy grasp, or a handle and an understanding of your emotional perspectives, right? So that's really good. Like it's a super mature energy. Not to say that you haven't been mature previous till now, but it's just like a really clear ownness here. Ownness has been like a theme for a lot of signs in July. And for you, Sag, I feel like you're coming in with like this really clear vision and understanding of who you are. Again, from an emotional standpoint, you know the things that trigger you, you know the things that make you happy, you know the things that make you contented, you know the things that really get under your skin and like really irritate you. And or if it's not things or circumstances, it would be specific people. So you know who you want to be around, and you know who you damn well don't want to be around. And if you're not there yet, I feel like you would be moving towards this realization, or moving towards, you know, having this sort of be at the forefront of your mind, or something that you could easily articulate if someone were to ask you, hey Sag, how do you feel about so and so? Or Sag, how do you feel about doing this for lunch? Or how do you feel about traveling here at the end of August? Like there's not a lot of wishy-washy energy that I feel here. You might not be necessarily communicating all of this, you know. The queens often are, well, not often, but are traditionally understood to be receptive energies. They receive, aka they listen, they nurture, they're more subdued often, and that has nothing to do with being depicted as females, because you could be a male Sagittarius and you could be embodying this energy or taking this energy on. So it has nothing to do with any type of gender roles or normity or anything like that. But there's this passivity often with the queens, that they allow things to unfold, they allow things to happen. And maybe that's kind of what I'm feeling, is that you're allowing yourself to feel what you feel, you're allowing yourself to think what you're thinking, and you're just going with the flow. You know, kind of having a hands-off approach, you know, Jesus take the wheel almost kind of approach to things, or a standpoint. If you're not approaching things that way, if you're really being super passive and not actually seeking anyone or anything out, and you're just kind of living your life, you know, being very, you know, pina coladas. If you like pina coladas, you know, even though that song, isn't that song like about like an extramarital affair or something like that? But anyway, there's just like this very like calm, wavy feeling that I get with this Queen of Cups energy. And I feel that you're just taking on whatever comes. And if it's something, if someone or something comes towards you that isn't on your vibe, or that kills your vibe, or that brings you negative energy, you brush it aside quite easily. You know, you're just like, no, I'm not here for that. So there is that court hierarchy there, because the kings and queens suffer very little. You know, pages and knights, they got to deal with that bullshit. When you get to a queen or a king status, you're much more ready and much more able and much more used to getting rid of things that are not satisfactory, you know? So you're really in this take charge mode, but it's less aggressive than you might normally be. It's less active than you might normally be, Sagittarius. It's very relaxed. It's calm, but it's also happy or contented, or striving towards happiness, striving towards contentment. Since we're talking about cups, very emotional, right? And being super, super, super keyed in on what is gonna tick the boxes for you. I feel a lot of you also are like taking chances here. Again, that receptivity energy, that energy of taking on whatever comes your way. So some of you might be trying new things, new cuisine, traveling to different places, hanging out with new people that you've never met before, you know, friend of friends of friends and all that kind of stuff. Maybe going and joining a dance class or something like that. You've never done that before, and you make new friends. So there's just like this very relaxed, like look how relaxed she is in that lounge chair. Like she's also kind of inviting, right? Like come have a cocktail with me while we sit down in our lounge chairs and we just, just talk. It's very open. And that's interesting considering where I think I remember you were, which was kind of like up in the air. But I could be wrong. I might be misremembering, so don't quote me on that. But I think at least last year or earlier this year, Sagittarius, you were in like this, very seesaw-y kind of energy. It was really, I wasn't really here for that. But anyway, so that's where you are now. So what else is going on with you? Well, yeah, you're like turning, I think you're really trying to turn misfortune like out of your life. You're like rejecting misfortune because there. Ooh, no. Okay. No? Yes. Come on. Be clear about it, please. Thank you. Okay. Because yes, thank you. Thank you. You guys are gonna get it together. Not you, Sag, but my guides have been a little staticky today. I don't know. It's weird. Mercury retrograde is upon us, so could be that. But anyway, so right above your starting position, you have the Five of Cups. So in your consciousness, in your mind, or what has been most recently on your mind has been this Five of Cups energy, which, as you can see, isn't such a pretty sight. This woman has been doused with these cocktails. She's looking a mess. Party's over. Put her in a cab and send her home is kind of like this depiction. I always get that depiction, like this woman was having a good time, or she wanted to have a good time at a party, and then she went and got drenched with cocktails, and it's just like unfortunate. And so maybe some of you feel this way. Maybe some of you are coming out of a phase in your life or a time of your life where you felt nothing was going your way. People or situations were out to get you or to make you look like a fool, and you just were not settled. You were not stabilized. You were just very much in a disarray. And I'm feeling for many of you, not most, but many of you, this is like a past energy. For some, this is ongoing and you're kind of slowly beginning to get over this, but I feel for many of you, this is in your very recent past, like the past few weeks, you were feeling like this, and then this week or throughout the month of July you're going to like remove yourself from this energy. So it could be as recent as, like I said, a few weeks ago, a month or two ago, whatever. But there's this realization of because this thing has happened to me, this being drenched with cocktails. Excuse me, one second. Okay, Sagittarius, sorry about that. I got a bug in my throat or a frog in my throat, whatever that saying is, and went to get a drink of water, realized my water bottle wasn't up here with me, so had to go downstairs and get that. Anyway, so this Five of Cups is telling me, or would be indicating that, you've spent a lot of time feeling drenched like this woman is here in the card. Once this happens, I don't know about you, I mean, unless like there's nowhere to go, but the party is over if I'm like suddenly wearing 3 glasses of alcohol or drinks, and it's like I'm not going to stay in that situation. I'm not going to stay at that event. I'm going to go home. I'm going to call it a night. And so previous till now, you spent a lot of time with this Five of Cups energy, feeling as if you've lost something, feeling as if things are unfair, feeling as if you just have not had the best of luck. In some cases, feeling guilty about something, feeling embarrassed about something, feeling as if you know, you didn't do the correct thing, whatever reasoning that you have, you know, the time to move away from that has long been upon you, Sagittarius. It's long been, you know, a need to move away. And like I said, for many of you, I feel as though you have. For many of you, I feel as though I feel as though it's mostly like, it's sort of like mailing a package or something. Like, you've got the tape, you've got the mailing address, you've got the shipping label. All you have to do is take it to the post office, take it to the postmaster, whatever, and get this package out of your house. Is kind of what I feel. It's like you're just so, if you haven't done it already, you're just like so close. All you need to do is sort of commit yourself to the act. Commit yourself to taking the package to the post office. Commit yourself to the act of releasing the guilt, releasing the embarrassment. Commit yourself to the act of not wallowing in your loss, whatever it may be. Because, you know, a lot of times the Five of Cups will talk about, you know, crying over spilled milk and not really appreciating that not all is lost in a situation. And so that might be true. You know, some of you might be thinking, oh, I can't get back to this in my life, some sense of normalcy, some sense of a pattern or a routine or something reliable I'm getting. For some of you, others of you, I can't get back, since we're talking about, since you've got a lot of cups and pentacles here, so that's really it, except for that overall energy, right? But you've got a lot of cups here, so this could be talking about emotional things. And we did talk a lot about having emotional clarity with that Queen of Cups. So some of you are coming from a point or a place where you felt emotionally you couldn't get back to feeling contented. Emotionally you felt you couldn't get back to being happier. Or if this is talking about a connection, you feel as though you would never be able to make amends with that person. Romantic relationship, family, friends, it doesn't matter. But just like, if that's for like whatever percentage of you would be here for like a little bit of insight into some type of relationship, again, regardless of what type it is, notice, and I don't usually point this out, but it is, you know, a part of that traditional interpretation. 3 of those glasses are spilled over, but there are 2 still standing, 2 still remaining. So if you've had bad blood between someone, maybe an argument and misunderstanding, a loss of connection, a loss of communication, a blockage of communication, whatever it is, Sagittarius, if you want to establish something with another person, again, family, friend, lover, it does not matter. It is a possibility there. That's a possibility. For a good portion of you that are looking for that message or need that advice or need that insight, I feel that that is a good possibility for you. How, when, where, that's up to you to decide. That's up for you to kind of do the legwork on. But the fact that there are 2 glasses still standing, even though this person looks a hot damn mess, even though in my estimation it's time to wrap it up and go home and forget about this party, forget about this festivity that you were invited to, there is still a chance to salvage something. And so maybe that's it. Like, maybe some of you had a falling out over a party. I did mention in the beginning of the video, it was 4th of July recently, so maybe some of you were out celebrating with friends. Pride Month was last month. Maybe that was something that you guys were doing, and there was like this high festive energy, and then somewhere in that festive, very happy time, something went foul, something went awry, and now you're like, I really stepped in it, or, oh, that person really offended me, or that person really upset me. You can make things work. Again, just to sort of talk about what I said earlier about the Queen of Cups, look at that face. Sit down, let's talk a while. You know, you're very open to hearing someone apologize or hearing someone come to you and say, you know, explain themselves, or you're hoping for that to be an energy that you can rely on. If you need to apologize, if you need to go and tell someone, hey, I really messed this up, or hey, I was really out of line, you want them to be as receptive as you feel you are. You know what I mean? Like, there's on whatever side you're on, Sagittarius, whether you have to step up and admit a fault or whether someone else has to step up and admit a fault to you, it's possible, okay? So that 5 of Cups is really, to me, like isolated in this like very recent past energy. Now, how long you were in that 5 of Cups energy, that's a different story. Some of you spent months and months and months there, maybe even years in that energy. But as far as getting out of it, that's like a whole new feeling. And it's wonderful because everything else that I'm feeling for you, aside from that Five of Cups, is on the up, ticking up, increasing, ascending. It's beautiful. So you go from Five of Cups to maybe like dreaming and wishing and hoping and all that good stuff with the Ten of Cups, right? We're going Ten of Cups. Yes, thank you. So Ten of Cups right next door to that Five. So you double, well, not double, but you jump in energy. You take a big jump. You take a huge leap. And maybe that's what some of you have to do in order to clean yourselves up from this mess that you've felt or that you've been living in with that Five of Cups. You have to take a huge jump. Double your efforts, 5 to a 10, right? Double your efforts so that you can get to the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is wishes come true. Wishes come true. You get the Nine of Cups. That's your wishes come true. Dreams come true. I always mince these words up. But anyway, so dreams come true. Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. Ten of Cups is dreams come true. So whatever you're wanting to accomplish, Sagittarius, or whatever you're hoping to have as a part of your life, whether that be new circumstances, new living arrangements, new relationship, rekindled relationship, a new job, whatever it is, it's right there within your grasp, I would say. It's very obtainable, okay? And I think behind the Ten of Cups, because Sagittarius, you know, even though there's no wands here, I still feel your very fiery energy and your innate qualities of being an adventurer, of being somebody that needs a variety in life, or a little bit of spice in your life, a little bit of zest, a little bit of, you know, like contained madness or contained chaos is always up Sagittarius's alley. Like, yes, give me just a sprinkling, like, you know, instead of like a cherry on top, and a chaos cherry on top, please. It's just like you always want that little extra pinch of something. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because I see here, what's that behind it? Oh no, that's just more glasses. But look at the different cocktails that are there. You've got highballs, you've got martini glasses, you've got all kinds of different concoctions there. So there's a variety that you're looking forward, or that you're looking forward to, or that you want in your future, that you're pursuing now. That would be a dream come true. Now, in what way that will apply to you, you know better than I do. If you are getting into a new job or getting into a different industry, maybe that industry is going to offer you more opportunities, more chances to expand, more chances, if you're an artist or something like that, to work on different projects. You know, you'll do, you know, some video projects one day, and then you're going to be out, you know, designing, you know, I don't know, just like a variety of things is what you're after. And if it's not about variety, it would just be about something you've never done before. If your life is a little bit more mundane, if you're one of those Sagittariuses that doesn't necessarily need to, you know, fly by the seat of your pants, and, you know, you like a little bit of structure, it would be just this openness or this ability to tap into something new and experience something that you've never experienced before with this Ten of Cups. Now, as I mentioned before, that could be a relationship for some of you. You want to date multiple people, or you want to date new people, or you want to get back with someone that you've known before. It is Mercury retrograde. I think that's the only reason I'm really talking about people from the past, because I'm not feeling a lot of past energy except for in that Five of Cups. A lot of what I'm feeling for you, Sagittarius, is new, what's up next, what's coming down the line, etc., etc. So the only reason I mention returns or going back to people is because I think this retrograde will have that upon some of you. You know, that's going to be on your doorstep. And whether or not you want that, I don't know. But this Ten of Cups, additionally, I think there's something here about like having the ability to take care of yourself. You know, there's multiple people here, but the drinks are sort of in the possession of that one person, that one woman with the blue dress, even though there's these two other people there. So maybe some of you are doing that. Maybe your Ten of Cups is going from a couple into like, okay, that would make sense because that's what's down there. Got it. They're like down there. And I'm like, okay, got it. So we'll talk about that in a second. But some of you are really taking on, like taking the reins, taking it upon your own shoulders to ensure your own happiness. Wow, that's like really deep. So what does that mean? I think maybe for some of you, you're more than happy or more than willing and more than able, like I said, doubling from a 5 to a 10, to really seek out what's going to make you happy. You've never considered it before, or maybe you've come off of an accomplishment, or you've come off of a failure. More than likely you've come off of a failure or a disappointment with that 5 of Cups, and now you're just like, no, I'm going to pull myself up by my bootstraps here. I'm going to dust myself off. I'm going to try again, or I'm going to try something else. So maybe some of you had a failed relationship, failed business, failed time in school. Maybe you're a college dropout. Do not be ashamed of that. Many people who drop out of college are super successful. So college, in a lot of ways, for a lot of people, not everybody, but for a lot of people, is way overrated and overpriced. And, it's just not worth their time. So for some of you, this is after failure. It's like, and wallowing in that failure and really kind of being down in the dumps for a minute, you finally wake up and you're like, you know what? Fuck all that. I'm in control here, and I can chase down my dreams if I want to. I can accomplish what I want if I want to. I just have to grind a little harder. I just have to spend more time here, or I just have to develop these talents or these skills, and then I'll get what I want. If I want to date people, if I want to date a particular person, shit, all I got to do is pick up my phone, send a text message, send an email, send a Snapchat to them, do whatever. You realize that it's in your grasp, because again, all of those cocktails belong to the woman with the blue dress. The other 2 people, they're in grayscale. They're not all colored up like she is. You know what I mean? So there's this, again, I don't know if did I say that earlier before I cut the camera to get a drink? Did I mention the word ownness? I think I did. And again, ownness has been a theme throughout many of the readings this month. This idea of acknowledging who you are, acknowledging your prospects, acknowledging where things are not going well for your life, just acknowledging any and everything about your existence, about your experience here on earth, and rocking with it, rocking with the positive, rocking with the negative, and just owning every inch of yourself. Nice. Now, that's where we get this lovely young lady whose body is made out of a dishwasher. 9 of Pentacles. So here you are, single, ready to mingle in some cases, all right? Single, and some of you who don't want to be single, don't be daunted by this. I'm not trying to say you're going to be an old maid, but for right now, it's more important, besides being single, the 9 of Pentacles is a card of abundance. The 9 of Pentacles is a card of, I can do all of the things that I want to do, when I want to do them, how I want to do them, and I will be successful. I will be in a good place because I'm coming from a good place, right? So some of you have a financial uptick in your life. Pentacles dealing with money, of course. So, and that's not all Pentacles deal with, of course. But you're seeing gains, or you have acquired gains, financial gains. So again, new job or an additional job. Maybe some of you hit the lottery. Maybe some of you are cashing in on something, whatever. So you have more leeway. You've got more avenues. Maybe you've signed on to a project, a creative project, and now you're financed to do something. Maybe you've been headhunted for something. I don't know. And you're just feeling ready and bossed up and just able to take on whatever comes your way. Now, going back quickly to the dating game for those that are interested in that. And again, I'm not seeing like a whole lot of love here. I mean, you do have the cups, and cups do represent emotions, but it's combined with this corner of Pentacles, which is very practical, which is very much based in reality, where emotions can be quite subjective, right? So there's this melding of these 2 energies for you, or this combining of these 2 energies, where whatever you're dreaming of for your love life, whatever you're dreaming of in terms of making connections with people, you're approaching it from a very accomplished point. You're approaching it from a very solid and very grounded point. You're not looking at potential mates thinking, I can just buy my way into their heart if you've got money, if you're flashing cash. It's not, that's not the way. You're also not going to get it by being like like a overly emotional teddy bear. Like, you realize, probably from what you lost back here in that Five of Cups, where you went wrong in previous relationships, or what hasn't been working for you as you've been out there trying to mingle and meet new people and make connections. It's like, oh, maybe I was too heavy on the pentacles, the physical thing, or the money thing, and showing people a good time. That is a thing that I think a lot of men in particular fall into, this idea of having to show a woman or show a partner a good time, nice restaurants, go to the best events in town, best seats in the house, and all that stuff. To me, sure, that means something, and I'm not a materialistic person at all. And I know that means a lot to some potential partners, but a lot of men, Sagittarius or not, they just go hard on that. I spent $200 on those seats, therefore she just had the best time of her life. Not necessarily. So some of you, male or female, doesn't really matter, you equated the amount of money spent, or the amount of money earned, the amount of money sitting in the bank, as being an equivalent to how much someone is willing to love you, or how much someone will be able to love you. And you've learned with that Five of Cups, that's just not the way. For some people who are shallow, or who believe in, security first, love second, that might work. But for what you want, you were misguided or misinformed of how to actually incorporate money, or incorporate that resource into a relationship. I don't know who that's for. It's probably like for one or two people, but that is a lesson that someone is waking up to. And now you realize, okay, I have as much money as I need. I'm comfortable, and I could buy those $200 seats, or those $400 seats, or whatever it is, and take them to, get us picked up in a private car and taken down to the venue and all that stuff. You could do all of that. You could. But now you're coming from a perspective of, I'm not going to do that out the gate, because people take advantage of it, or sometimes it makes people feel uncomfortable. It makes them feel like, oh, you're trying to buy my affection. So you realize that's not your gambit. That's not your opening move when you start to date someone. Oh, do you want to go here? Let's go fly down to Hawaii for the weekend. Somebody's like, what? We just met. No, so that no longer is a part of somebody's game, or a part of somebody's approach. Now it's more, let's get to know each other. Do you even want to go to Hawaii? You're offering to take people on tropical vacations, and they're like, I hate the beach. Or, I can't stay out in the sun for too long. I have this rare disease or something like that. So you get to know the person emotionally, right? Emotions first, or in tandem, if not first, in tandem with the approach of leading with, hey, I could show you a good time. I could take you around town, blah, blah, blah. So that's for a few of you. Like, you're really trying to get to the nuanced balance of how to get out there in the world and make these romantic connections with people. And the other thing about the Nine of Pentacles is I've talked a lot about intentions of not being single. I don't think any of you, or excuse me, I should say most of you are not in a rush, if you are single, to get wifed up, or to get husband up, or to get partnered. I don't think you're like dying inside for it. It's more of like I think you're getting more prepared and ready for the idea. The prospect of it isn't necessarily driving you away, and you're not running desperately towards it. The Nine of Pentacles is a very comfortable card. Comfortable where I stand. If someone comes into my life and we hit it off and we have a great time together and we move forward and things progress naturally, great. If I stay single for the next year, or stay single for the next few months, that's also great. I can take it or leave it. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. I can take it or leave it. That's the message of all the aces, by the way. Take it or leave it. Ace of Pentacles right next door. So the reason I say take it or leave it is because aces are only opportunities, they're only chances and potentials, right? They're never a guarantee. So Ace of Pentacles, this is a chance to start something new. This is a chance to gain some type of new foundation or investment in terms of business, in terms of job, whatever it is. But it's only a chance. And, you know, whose hand is offering? Is it your hand, Sagittarius? Are you offering this to someone else? You know, again, I want to go out on a date with you. Maybe I don't want to whisk you off to Hawaii, but maybe we could just have a couple drinks downtown and see where this thing goes. Perfect. Or that's being offered to you, or whatever it is. If it's not romantic, again, business. I feel like somebody has been like really like sought after in a job, and like you're kind of given leeway to create something or to lead something or to fix something. You know, maybe you've been hired on as a contractor to do a renovation job on a property, and you won this contract, and now you and your, you know, sort of new kid on the block, you know, contractor business, now you've been given this wonderful opportunity to showcase your skills and, you know, whatever. So if it's not those two things, is there anything else? Some of you, this is the new job or the new opportunity within your current job, or the switch over from one industry to another. And there's just this chance, no matter what sector of your life this is, Sagittarius, to make your mark, to really lay the groundwork for something super solid and super structured and super dependable. Now, again, going back to this Ten of Cups thing and that spice for life, or that variety of life thing that most Sagittariuses have within them, I think there is a portion of you in your own self, in your own body, a portion of you that wants something to fall back on. Again, business, that makes sense. I need a reliable job. Got to live in this world. I need insurance, or I need a way to pay my bills, or I've started this business. I need clientele. I can't just sit on my ass all day and expect people to come knock on my door. Oh, excuse me, Sagittarius, I saw blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, sometimes you have to get after clients. You have to get after sales. You have to get after contacts. You can't just, they don't just fall from the sky. So there is an element of you, oh, right, the relationship part. For some of you, you know, because I think I mentioned that in your last reading, and if it wasn't you, I apologize. But I think I mentioned, I think it was Sagittarius's, or I'm thinking of a personal, so hopefully I'm thinking of the general, not the personal, where I think I said, oh no, that was Gemini. Haha, I caught myself. Well, whatever. Gemini and Sagittarius both kind of get this rap a little bit, where you struggle to commit. You struggle to stay grounded or in one place for too long. I don't know what group of Sagittariuses I'm talking to, because I do think that is a thing. I don't think it's a struggle. I think that Sagittarius just often finds themselves becoming, they don't want to be commonplace, and they don't want to be, you know, in too much of a routine. Now, a Sagittarius can be made happy in a relationship so long as that relationship stays fresh. Where Gemini would need different stimuli, would have different criteria. Gemini would have different criteria for what they need. For you, Sagittarius, a relationship would have to stay fresh, and whatever that means to you. That Ace of Pentacles in a relationship, it could be you're going to someone or they're coming to you, cards on the table, you know, right? Cards on the table. I need this in a relationship. You could be saying to your partner who you've been with, or someone that you're newly dating, or someone from your past that you dated before, that, again, with this Mercury retrograde, for some of you, that's really applicable. I know now these are the things I need. It's not an ultimatum. It's just, I know within myself, this ownness back here with that Queen of Cups, knowing who you are, knowing what your emotional needs are, knowing what's going to make you happy in the long run. That Ten of Cups as well, chasing your dream, being really clear on what that dream consists of, even if it's a brand new thing. So some of you are saying to your partner or to people that you're dating, you know, I think in order to be happy romantically, I need to, you know, maintain a separate property, for those who are balling with that Nine of Pentacles energy, right? And that, I've read a few articles about that, and I've known a few people who have done that. And I think the most recent celebrity that I think is doing that is Gwyneth Paltrow. Don't quote me, I could be wrong. But living separately. That is a bit of a trend amongst younger couples, people who are like 40 and below, right? Living separately, maintaining separate households. You're totally a couple, you're totally married, you're totally committed, but you just have separate domiciles. Some of you might be saying something like that to your partner. I don't mind us being together. I actually want to be with you, but us living together can't happen. Or living together full time, because that's I've known someone who did that personally, where it was like 4 days out of the week, like, the week they lived in their own places, but the weekend they would trade off going to each other's homes and like living together for like a weekend and like holidays and all that kind of stuff. But Monday to Friday, I stay at my place, you stay at your place, we'll see each other, date night Thursday. It's like, sounds crazy to a lot of people. But for you, Sagittarius, again, this is just an example. That might be what you have come to learn about yourself after you've had a loss, or after you've been wallowing in your singlehood, or wondering why when it came to people proposing to you, hey, let's move in. You're like, no, I have to go now. And you break it off, So there's just this admittance of your wants and your needs and your desires in any realm. And there's this opportunity to lay the foundation for something quite wonderful. Good for you. Now, above that, interestingly, I don't think we're going to talk about her too much, is the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I'll show you this card upright so you become used to it. So Four of Pentacles in reverse. So what was once this miserly energy, this very closed off energy, this protective energy, is like this real, like, releasing. Maybe a little reckless in some of your cases, so be careful with Sagittariuses who are really looking for adventure and that little bit of, contained chaos. Be careful, you could overdo it. There is that feeling here. But this is more talking to me right now, like freer. And maybe like that's what this whole journey has been about, maintaining your freedom or gaining freedom while being an autonomous, authentic person full of agency. That's a lot of A's, but that's anyway. I feel like if you've had a loss, maybe you've lost a particular relationship, or maybe you've lost a certain foundation, because the corners could speak to each other if we did it like that. This could speak to that, and the Four of Pentacles in reverse, which would totally make sense, would speak to that Queen of Cups being more open, more receptive, more willing to, sit down with other people and face the music, face your fears, right? Queen of Cups, not a very fearful, in this reading for you today, not a fearful energy, not a oh no, I could never, it's just like, no, like, it's giving me, maybe this is gonna be a little bit weird, but it's giving me sort of like an Oprah vibe. Like, Oprah is this very powerful, amazing human lady, right? She's just incredible in a lot of ways. I mean, she's a human, of course she has faults. But I don't get, and she's incredibly rich, right? And she's very privileged at this point in her life. But I always get the sense of she still remains humble in some way. And she still obviously, from what I've seen of her recently, she still obviously has certain insecurities that she'll never get over. And she accepts them. Like, I think one of the things, like, I know she's, like, partnered with, and I know this is, like, a huge, like, diversion, but I'm going to circle it back to you, Sagittarius. I know that she's working closely with Weight Watchers or whatever, and she, like, does promotions for them, but she, like, that whole thing of, I love bread. And she just knows she's a bitch that loves bread. So doctors and nutritionists and fitness people will tell you most bread, in America at least, is going to make you fat. Don't eat it. Or it's going to, make it harder for you to be healthy or harder for you to lose weight that you're trying to lose. Oprah's like, listen, I'm rich as fuck. I'm privileged as hell. I could have a fitness trainer with me 24/7 if I wanted to, and I could get to this insane weight goal. But guess what? I love bread too much. I'm not giving it up. So like that's where that Queen of this song. That's where that Queen of Cups energy comes from, and this idea of ownness. She's open and receptive, and she's willing to say, hey, here's where I'm not the greatest, or here's where my insecurities lie. Here's where I'm not able to check all the boxes, or, you know, get over certain pitfalls or shortfalls or shortcomings in my personality. And the Four of Pentacles, going back to it, again, because the corners are kind of talking, is that release of being held back, or that release of holding yourself to certain standards that you know you cannot meet. I cannot possibly do these things. So again, in the relationship, I can't live with a partner. I can live separately. We can be happy. You know, we can cohabitate this percentage of time, but full-time living with another person, I can't. Others of you, it's going to be something else. That's just a random example that popped into my head, and I'm rolling with it. So, Four Pentacles reversed. It's also about not wanting to feel that you have to protect yourself all the time, Sagittarius. I think with this Five of Cups in the past, you got a little gun shy for a minute. You got a little worried about, what can I, like, feeling that your best wasn't good enough, or, you know, everything that you touch turns to crap. Like, just really down on yourself energy. I think you're releasing that. You're not, because for a while you were held back. That Four of Pentacles in reverse is no longer being held back, okay? Outcome, pardon me, for July, Six of Cups. So here's that damn returning person that I kept mentioning for some of you in the Mercury retrograde energy, right? Six of Cups traditionally is a card that talks about nostalgia. It often is linked to people returning in your life, especially in your romantic sector, but obviously that's not going to apply to everybody because it's a general reading, my friends. But for some of you where that's significant, let's go ahead and tackle that first. Whoever you want to reconnect with, or who wants to reconnect with you, or whoever you might be reaching out to, I don't know the circumstances, I don't know the specifics, but it's quite a significant connection that you've shared with this person. They feel like home to you. They feel so familiar, so comfortable, like a nice pair of socks, which is maybe weird to some of you, but like a nice comfortable item of clothing, or like a comfortable sweater, or comfortable throw, or comforter, yeah, duvet, if I guess for the UK watchers, you duvet. And it's just like you feel really wrapped up with this person. Not wrapped up as in finished, but like wrapped up as in like ensnared. Maybe some of you have never really gotten over this person or gotten rid of their energy, if that's how you want to think of it, because again, you have a very cups heavy reading, which is one of the spiritual suits. Cups and Wands deal heavily with spirituality. So some of you, I've tiptoed around it, but here I go. Some of you are dealing with a soulmate. Now, if you've been to my channel before, you know Jay does not like to jump all over soulmate, because guess what? We all have different interpretations of what that means. Mine is different than yours. Yours is different than his or hers and the other. So you can take that word if you wish. In my estimation, from what I understand and feel about soulmate, some of you are definitely dealing with one. Now, in terms of getting back with them or reconnecting with them, here's where we get into our lovely 3D experience here on this earth. Free will is involved. So you reach out to them, they don't respond to you. Or they reach out to you and you're like, new phone, who dis? You know, you have no interest. Even though you know they're a soulmate, or even though you know you care a lot about them, it's just, for some of you, there's a potential to have this reconnection, but then there is still a resistance to it. Now that'll play out in all kinds of ways, you know? So I hate to, and please don't shoot the messenger, but some of you who are like, yes, I want this person, or oh my God, I've been waiting for them to contact me. Don't hold your breath. Because even if the contact is made, it all depends on how the interaction goes. It all depends on if the conversation continues or if it, is a high and it just kind of fizzles out. And I don't know. I'm having to warn somebody. Don't get your hopes too high, basically. But for others of you, it'll go off like fireworks. You guys will meet up again and it'll just like take off like a rocket. So, grain of salt, people. Grain of salt. Now, for those where you're not dealing with a soulmate, it's not about someone from your past coming back. This Six of Pentacles is still a nostalgic energy in the sense of it's like a reunion with yourself or like a revitalization of your own energy and a reinvestment or a like back, recycling, renewing, this, that. Didn't I say something about that? Renovation or rehab in terms of your work and maybe in terms of your creativity or feeling emboldened and very inspired in your work, inspired in your creativity. But there is like this revitalization. That could be a very good word to use. A revitalization of something from your emotional center, right? So for some of you, you get the job. Maybe it's your first job as an independent contractor or an artist. And the prospect of doing the job well gets you so excited and gets your creative juices flowing again. And then you're on the road towards success, right? If it's, for some, like this could be like a self-development thing, so maybe some of you are, spending this money that you've had here with that Nine of Pentacles, if you have the means and you're investing in your health. So maybe, and I did mention Oprah, Weight Watchers and stuff like that. So maybe some of you are doing that. Like I'm going and I'm joining a CrossFit gym, or I'm getting a personal trainer, or I'm joining, Planet Fitness. I'm doing, whatever to get myself back to a healthy state. So this back to is very heavy with that Six of Cups for you guys, okay? And I don't think there's, no, thank you. I was like, I don't think there's anything else. Overall energy, here goes the swords. The only other element that you have here, or suit I should say, Ace of Swords. So air sign energy, I don't think any other sign here is important. But I will tell you the air signs are Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but this has been all of you. Like, you're all over the place here. And like I said, you're really just taking on the qualities and you're kind of marrying or interweaving the energies of Cups and Pentacles together. So me mentioning other signs is just to placate you. I don't give a damn who you're dealing with. Now, Ace of Swords. As your overall energy, here we are. We're getting to the truth of the matter. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. We're exposing old truths or hidden truths. And there's an honesty here that either you're wanting or you're needing to, sort of take up in your own hand, like grab the hilt or grab the handle of that sword or, well, chef knife, French knife, and take, again, ownness or ownership of a truth. Of honesty, of authenticity, of communication in some cases, since we're talking swords, right? So some of you need to speak first. Break a silence. Speak firk. Set your intentions into the universe. Say it out loud to yourself in the mirror every day. Get a mantra going. You look at your reflection, you say to yourself, okay, Sagittarius, today is the day that I do blah, 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 blah. Or today is the first day of this, and then you get up the next day. Today is the second day that I will do this. The third day, the fourth day. Whatever journey you're on, whatever goal you're moving towards. You have the ability to possess it. Or to possess, because I don't want to say possess it, because it makes it sound like it's already done. The aces do involve effort. I mentioned that here before. It's not going to fall down from the sky and happen magically. You have to put in the work. So possess it in the sense of grab it, take hold of it, and, keep it close to you. You don't just pick the Ace of Swords up once or the Ace of Pentacles up one day, say what you want to do into the mirror with your mantra, or make contact with a person, or send an email to prospective clients and never follow up. You have to stay at it. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Anything else? Because that's kind of easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I can't believe I said that whole thing. Anyway. And for a few of you, like they're drawing me to the wedding band on the hand there. Some of you, this pertaining to your marriage or your long-term commitment. Again, speak truthfully. If you're coming to this realization that you need this in the relationship in order to stay happy, or you think you need this, or you want to try doing that because you're interested in preserving the longevity of what you have together, you have to be honest and speak up. Speak your truth. Speak your truth, basically. All right? Sagittarius, that is your reading for July. If you liked it, there's a like button down below. Go ahead and hit that for me. You can also leave a comment down below letting me know how this resonated in your life. You can share this video across your social media platforms or your YouTube channel. Let other people know you're watching my content and you like what you see here. Helps a girl out. And of course, the big one of all, if you're not subscribed and you think you might want to subscribe, go ahead and hit the button. Just click it. Click, click, click. Well, one click will do. One click will do. But I've seen a tremendous amount of growth over the past few months with the channel, putting out these videos, putting out the mids. I've really enjoyed meeting new clients and getting to work with them. So I just want to continue down this path, continue down and making this channel grow and getting more connected with you guys. So if you want to help me with any of that, you can do any and all of those things that YouTube allows you to do. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right. Sag, I'm going to be back in about 2-3 weeks when I do the mid-Julys, and then after that I'll do the August readings and so on and so forth until the end of time. That's an overstatement. But anyway, I look forward to seeing you guys then, all right? Thanks so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.